my name is Erik Soriano. This is my video capstone concept proposal called Sonidify XR, the Gramophone. I will be working on a VR experience where the user takes a journey through time and learns about the history of music technology and music consumption, starting with the phonograph and vinyl records all the way up to where we find ourselves now, which is music streaming. I want to originally wanted to do a music gallery where people go through different stations. They learn about each device and the innovation and how each one inspired the next one. After presenting getting feedback from my class, I had to narrow down my focus and started with the gramophone first, which is where it all started. And I've been doing some extensive secondary research, concept mapping, and really thinking about how I can present this experience. I looked at precedents as well, and my problem statement is how we create an educational experience for individuals to learn about the historical significance of the gramophone and how it worked on the inside, as well as how vinyl records eventually spearheaded the next evolution of music, all throughout the 20th century until where we find ourselves right now. And I've looked into, again, additional stats and information, and I want to tackle the ongoing debate of analog versus digital. So again, my focus will be on the gramophone, but I want to take people through a journey in time and teaching them about what it was like to use this gramophone as the only source of listening to music in the 1920s, 1930s, etc. And I want to create first and foremost an educational experience that teaches people how the micro interactions of the gramophone, the vinyl records, and also create an enjoyable music experience with playback as well, right? So I'm gonna have some classical orchestral music, and I want to also provoke thought and inspiration into people to really appreciate how far we have come in the music industry, and really think about where we're headed next. And of course, I want to be historically accurate, so I'll be doing extensive research throughout my project to make sure that every micro interaction, that every detail is accurate historically. My target audience is more on the younger side, but of course I'm open to anybody that wants to try my project. Want people who know about vinyl records and have heard about them, but maybe they've never experienced them, and perhaps they don't know where everything started. I've looked into these different precedents to see how I really can take the best of them and put it into my project in VR, which with endless possibilities, right? So again, I mentioned time travel. I want to make a seamless experience where people use like special records, either golden or silver, to really go through each different scene. For example, a music recording studio where everybody had to be performing at the same time for the master record. Also, how the gramophone and vinyl records really inspired the 20s, and the community gathering of families and socializing, and take them through a journey in time, something that the VR really can amplify as an experience. I'm gonna be using Unity and MetaQuest 3 for my demos. Of course, can work on any device, and I have a development timeline where I have a lot of items itemized per week. And of course, I'll be going through a typical product life cycle with research first, talking to people, a lot of YouTube videos and Googling to make sure I understand the gramophone, its interactions well. I'll be designing different scenes throughout the week, and I'm gonna be showing you some screens of like how I have an Excel sheet where I basically keep myself accountable every week with the different items and the status and type, so that I am ready to accommodate for buffer time or pivoting if needed. And at the end of this video, I'm gonna be presenting you guys with a short demo video so you can see where I am so far and where my project is heading. And that's my presentation in a nutshell. Thank you very much.